Good morning everyone and welcome back to the channel where today we're doing something a bit different. As you may know, we recently reached the end of our wave 3 of our custom LEGO The Legend of Zelda series on the channel, which means that I have drawn an awful lot of Zelda LEGO figures. And what we usually do at the end of our waves is I usually rank them. But because this time we've sort of gotten a really large amount, somewhere about 160 figures, I thought it was about time that we just cut through the muck and do this as a tier list. Now, this is the last time we're going to be doing this for waves 1, 2, and 3, as once we hit wave 4, it will be done just on wave 4 again. I'm sort of using this third of the way through my 9-wave plan as a sort of soft reset. So we're just going to take things slow, and it is going to be slow, and give these figures a little bit of a rank based off their design and then obviously the drawing for the minifigures. And I'm actually going to ignore this first row to start with. That would be my wave 1 built characters. And we'll start with the wave 1 CMF stuff. So firstly, let's just get this easy one out of the way. This is my Breath of the Wild Zelda from my CMF 1. Now, a lot of these figures you won't get to see in detail, so if you want to go and check these guys out, you're going to have to go and watch the individual videos, which are all listed in playlists. But anyway, we're going to move through these at somewhat of a pace. So, for those of you who know, the Breath of the Wild Zelda is one of the favourite figures I've drawn. It was also one of the first figures I've drawn, so no surprise that it is right at the top of my list. Now that we move down to Beedle, I particularly love his accessories, using the bag piece in pink for a bait bag and then also as a piece of bait. However, he's definitely not the most technical figure, so I think he's going to go in a liked for now, which is probably going to be our biggest tier. Next up, I wanted to look at Demise, who is going to probably go in Beloved because I really love his character in-game, so of course I'm going to more than just like his figure. He's also one of the more detailed ones in the CMF, so I definitely think he's going to go into Beloved. But Fi, to be honest, her design has sort of let me down, so I don't know. I feel like from a drawing perspective, she's either a disappointment or mediocre. She's definitely better than some, but she's definitely not the best thing ever. I'm gonna put her in disappointment, but she may move up a bit. Darunia from Ocarina of Time was a great molded head. I'm gonna put him in liked because I have no real attachment to him as a character. Midna's just gonna go in mediocre just because I'm not too fan of how she turned out. But what can we really do? What about next? We've got Macau. I think I'll put him in Beloved as I really love that guitar design. Impa can just go in liked because, yeah, it's just sort of a like area. There we go. Here's another one of the best. The Phantom from Spirit Tracks. Because, well, it's just a greatly drawn figure on my part. I'm really proud of that one. I think it's a really great looking character. Breath of the Wild Link from Wave 1 can also go in the best of the best. I love how he pairs with the Zelda figure. And Skull Kid can also go in Beloved, I think. He's a pretty good figure that I'm pretty proud of. Girahim, I'm going to put him in the best just for the nostalgia. I did him for my first custom set, so I really love how he showed out. And actually, while we're here, let's put the King of the Red Lions in the best of the best, because he's also come out spectacularly well, at least in my opinion. Magic Armor Link, I'm going to put him in liked. I think a lot of the Link variants will end up going in mediocre, just because they're sort of bad, but I particularly liked how the Magic Armor Link came out. We've got Ashay here from Twilight Princess's Resistance. I think we go mediocre. She wasn't a disappointment. I love how the four of them turned out, but she's certainly not my favourite of the four. Praying Dress from Breath of the Wild. We'll put that in Beloved. That came out quite well. Castletown Soldier, I'm also very proud of. We'll put that in Beloved. I don't think it particularly goes up any further. Same with Groose, actually. He's a top tier figure, at least on my part. Led the Mogma, I'm going to put him in liked. He came out well, at least how I view him, but obviously not quite perfect. And we've actually got our first disappointment here. This is the Great Fairy from Wind Waker, although Hylian Bricks did give me a great idea for a remaster of her, which you'll be seeing soon on the channel, I guess, or maybe not soon. But it's there, it's going to happen. I promise that. So hopefully we'll get to fix her and move her up a tier. We've got Tracy here, who's a little-known NPC from Breath of the Wild, and I love her little outfit and her Molduga tile from Guardian Attacks. Put that one in Beloved. And then, let's see, who next? Who's sticking out to me? Tingle! Tingle, we're going to put mediocre. I love how cursed he looks, but really it's definitely not the best figure that I have drawn, so I think he has to go mediocre, narrowly escaping disappointment. The Boko Archer, or should I say Bubbling Archer, I'm going to put in liked. The Blue Chew, which was the first chew I did, we're going to put in the best of the best. And then let's move on to the original Link. Now he's going to get slightly skewed because he was the first Link I did, but he's definitely not the best. So I think I'm just going to settle for liked. He probably should be mediocre, but he's getting a liked from me. Okay, and then let's do Toon Link, who I think is probably mediocre. He's one of the better ones for Wave 1 standards, but he's definitely no Phantom or Girahim or anything like that. Mallow, let's go for mediocre again. He just didn't come out as well as I was hoping. Zephos was a really great one to draw. I don't think he quite goes into beloved, but we'll put him in liked. Child Link came out a bit funny looking. Let's put him in a disappointment. I think there's something wrong with his face, so I'm going to be harsh on him, to be honest. Old Man Ho Ho was a nice one to draw. Shame about his detail. Let's go for liked. Angian was another one that I actually really like in the end. Yeah, he looks a bit creepy, but that train build really elevates him to me. Dark Lozalfos can go in beloved as well. He's one of my favourite variants. Zora Armor Link can go to mediocre. Or actually, is it liked? Nah, he's just sort of mediocre. What's he called? I've forgotten his name. We're going to leave him. Let's deal with Russell next. Russell was a disappointment. that feels really bad to say, but the sidebands. I particularly love what I was able to do with the Monkey Kid hairpiece, but it's not enough to save him. Wolf Link can end up in liked, I guess. It's not perfect, but it will do. Shad was definitely the best of the Resistance members, so if I put a Shay in mediocre, let's just put Shad in liked, I think. Tetra was, if Childlink was a disappointment, then I guess Tetra was just a mediocre figure. Sheik was a liked. I really liked how Sheik came out using those bandage pieces. Also really like the Charlo figure that I did. We'll put him in liked. That's from the Twilight Princess accessory pack. Let's get the Resistance members from Twilight Princess out the way. Here we have, what's his name? Oru. He was good. I really like his little face. Let's put him in liked, actually. And then that's all for the Twilight Princess Resistance done. Climber Link from Breath of the Wild was a great one. We'll put him in liked. He's not really a beloved one, I think. The Dark Link can definitely go in beloved. That was a great one. Digilink, of course, has got to be in the best of the best. He is the best of the best. And as for Zant, let's just put him in mediocre. I don't think he was as good as I could have done. Or actually, maybe he should be in liked. He was alright as a character to do. Red Boko, absolutely iconic, can go in the best of the best. And let's just find the Green Lizalfos now and put him there as well. Absolutely love those two. I really love how simplistic yet well the molds worked. However, the Fire Lizalfos is definitely only a liked. The Ice Lizalfos is definitely only a liked. And the Electric Lizalfos I find particularly mediocre. Moving on, we've got the Redead, which is a best of best figure from our Shadow Temple custom. And Misko is the face of Wave 2 and is another one that I absolutely love. So we'll put him in the best of the best. Let's do a couple more brick built characters while we're here. We've got the Breath of the Wild Guardian, which is definitely a top tier for me. Into the best of the best he goes, along with the Octo. Goma will end up in Beloved along with Link's Loftwing. Groos's Loftwing a bit more inaccurate. We'll put him in liked. And let's put the Magmarmane in liked as well. A couple more. I don't really know how I feel about some of these. Let's go for the Ice Wizrobe, the classic variant from the NES or A Link Between Worlds. Really like how he turned out. We'll put him in just average liked tier. Oh dear, our tier list is going to get big here. I'm going to have to do some scrolling, so I apologise for that. Ganondorf from Twilight Princess. He was a great figure. Really enjoyed drawing him. I think he came out well. We'll put him in beloved. Rivali is definitely probably one of the better champions. Not quite best of the best. None of the champions were great in my opinion. Oh, Zelda in her royal outfit is probably a top tier figure for me. I mean, it's the same as the research outfit, but I have an attachment to that one after I made that one in real life. Bongo Bongo was absolutely stunning. He's going to end up in best of the best, I think. King Rome, Boss for Ramus Hyrule, Beloved, not quite up there, I think. Gingerbread Link, I think he's a similar story. He's not canon, therefore I don't think I can really put him up higher. But as a wacky little figure that I did, I'll put him in Beloved, along with the Holiday Zelda when I find her. There she is. She can go in Beloved as well. However, I think the Santa Ganondorf probably could have come out a little bit better. It's just whether that's liked or beloved. Oh, I think he's got to just be liked. But then again, I guess even the really characters I still really love. The Chillfos design by the Lego Zora can go in liked. And the Warship design from Wind Waker can definitely make it into beloved. I really like how that one turned out. Noboru can just be a liked figure, I think. She wasn't the best, but she wasn't awful either. The Star Circus Man, who I'm forgetting the name of, and I'm not going to remember the name of, was an alright figure. I'm not sure if it's quite beloved, so let's put him in liked. Dead Hand, definitely beloved. He's wacky and doesn't work as a minifigure, but I love how he turned out. Statue of Hylia also probably makes it into beloved. It's a top tier figure, just not the absolute top. Here's an easy one. Twilight Princess Link was definitely another strong Link variant. He can go in best of the best. And I think Urbosa may sneak into beloved while we're here. Where next? Where next? Okay, let's get some of these Wave 3 characters that have been hiding down the bottom here out of the way, starting with Suga, who became sort of our mascot for Wave 3, and I think he definitely makes it into Beloved. He's not quite well-rounded enough to be the best of the best. However, the Stalfos from the Wave 2 Shadow Temple, noticing a trend with those Shadow Temple figs, definitely made it into the best of the best, one of my absolute favourite figures from Wave 2. What about the Wave 2, Wave 3 CMF even? Let's deal with Skirvo. It's probably one of my favourites from this series. I don't know. Definitely beloved at the very least. I feel like maybe he should be the best of the best, but that's tricky. We'll leave him in beloved for now. Next up, Big Monk Maz Kosha, who is definitely a best of the best figure. If you haven't watched that video, I highly recommend checking out Z0015, the Monk Maz Kosha Final Battle, or whatever it's called, custom set. Next up, we have Ravio from A Link Between Worlds, who, I don't know, I felt disappointed by once I finished. We'll put him in liked. Conductor Link from Spirit Tracks will also end up in liked, and I think we're going to have to do some adjustment to these showcases. Pure, old Pure, I think is definitely mediocre. Young Pure, no. Young Impa was definitely a mediocre figure. Young Robbie though was beloved, and Young Impa, no, Young Pura though, or should I say Age of Calamity Pura? That might be easier. We'll just put her in liked. Let's see. Aha! Our second really figure is the Ice Keys. It was a real disappointment, but yet I still stuck with it. And let's also get some of these other characters out the way while we're down here. Old Robbie was just a liked figure. He wasn't amazing, but wasn't awful either. Let's see. I can't really put the cow anywhere other than really. I mean, I just copied the Lego cow outline, so from a perspective of being unique in the showcase, I really can't say anything. We also put the Helmasaur in mediocre. A lot of people probably didn't like the design, but I think for what I was trying to recreate, I think it came out really well. Where's that one Korok that I don't like? It was a Wave 3 Korok, wasn't it? Yep, the sand green Korok was a bit of a disappointment to me. Actually, the other three Koroks probably only just make liked, I think. This one with the wings we're putting likes, but we'll just put the other two in mediocre, as you really can't get good representation for the Koroks. So I'm being harsh to all you Korok fans, and deal with it. Next up, we'll put Christmas Terrico in really, because really, did he have to have a Santa hat? I believe the answer is yes, but we're still just going to put him in there. The Mini Freezard from Twilight Princess is going to make it all the way to Beloved. Fight me. Royal Guard is the best of the best figure. I really love the Royal Guards from Breath of the Wild, so he can definitely go and sit in the best of the best. Christmas Chew is also going to make it up to Beloved. Not quite the best figure I've ever drawn, but definitely deserves a top tier spot. And actually, wow, we've sort of whizzed through some stuff here. How long have I been going? Oh, it's only been 15 minutes. Well, consider me surprised there. I really thought this was going to be 40 minutes. I mean, could still be yet. We've got some more difficult ones coming up. Calamity Ganon, best of the best. Just really love how he came out. Shame he's not possible, but what will be will be. Okay, Monkman's Kosher in his human form. I don't really like this one. I'll put him in mediocre. Telma can go in mediocre as well. I'm just not a fan of her character. Castletown Citizens can also go in mediocre. I don't dislike how I did them, and I find it funny that they're based off really small like cameo appearances of like random characters, but mediocre it is for those two. Next up we have got Agatha. Agatha probably I put her in like she came out well, just not perfectly. Next up, let's deal with Epona. It's a bit of a disappointment, really. It's just a horse, which means I can't really excuse putting Telma's horse in, really. Ganon's horse can go in mediocre because at least it's a new like colouring compared to most Lego horses. And where's that last horse? Oh yeah, Ingo's horse can also go in really because I mean, really, why are they here? Right, next up, we can do some more of these buildables down the bottom. Let's start with the Wind Waker Beamus, which is a really boring build, but I can't really say it's bad or inaccurate, so I guess it just has to go mediocre, being a mediocre character. Next up, we've got the Gomerling, which I actually like, even though it's, again, slightly inaccurate. Let's put him in liked. And the Deku Scrub is a disappointment. I really don't like the builder. I mean, there's not much I could have done, but, well, what else can you really do? The green cursed bubble will definitely get into Beloved. I think I really like how that one turned out. The red Moblin wasn't the best, but I do still like him as a build. That's another custom set that I would recommend checking out. Link in his Sheikah Swords from the Shrine of Resurrection in Breath of the Wild is another great figure. I don't know, liked or beloved. I suppose if I rank the magic armor that low, I suppose I better just put him in liked for now. However, Link in the Hylian Hood is definitely a very mediocre figure, not quite a disappointment, but I really don't particularly love how he turned out. Vati for me is probably just beloved. He's great figure looking, but not quite the best. However, it's really tempting to just put Andrew and Cafe in the best. I mean, they work so well together. I mean, what other really best of characters have we got left? I'm going to go for it. We're going to put Andrew and Cafe in best of best because they're improved by each other and they make each other look better as minifigures. They're not perfect, but they are still very good and I really love how they came out. Should I get the Blights out of the way? Fire Blight. As far as accuracy goes, he's probably one of the better ones. So I think we're going to split these guys between liked and mediocre. So I think I'll put Fire Blight in liked, Wind Blight in mediocre, Water Blight in liked, and then let's put those two together. What are you doing? And then let's put Thunder Blight in. Also, let's put him in liked as well. So really, Wind Blight just letting the crew down there. Let's go for Linebeck next, who I just think is a liked figure. He came out well, just not particularly attached to him. And I definitely think that the Silent Realm Link is good, but could be better. Not quite right on the colour scheme, so we'll go mediocre there. We've got Adult Malon, who came out well. Again, she can end up in liked. And then let's deal with the Ancient Armor Link, which I definitely just think is... yeah, let's go with mediocre. I think the printing could have been better. Medley can go to Beloved, and that is purely because of the Makar piece. Really saves her. And so can the Silver Lizalfos make it all the way up to Beloved. I really love how the silver colouring works. Younger Beaver Bro can also make it into Beloved, as I really love how he looks. And the original Tarako can definitely make it into beloved. Terraco. Ugh, I'm getting tired. Adult Oot Link can be just liked. I don't think he's particularly brilliant, but he's not awful either. Cedro the Blacksmith Major Calamity, defying all logic, makes it into beloved just because of how well he comes out. And we're actually starting to run a bit low on the ground here. Ooh, the Silent Realm Watcher from Skyward Sword. Do I? Yes, best of the best. Loon from Breath of the Wild, and Roscoe. Let's not forget about most important character, Roscoe. Let's put him in beloved. Master Cycle Zero can just go in liked. Not really a character, but he can go in liked. Silverbow Koblin will make it into beloved as well. Ruto can just be a... Ruto's mediocre. She's not gone well particularly. And Saria can go in liked, I think. Rallis can also end up, I think, in mediocre. He's not the best. The Fairy Queen from Wind Waker can also go in mediocre. Shame to be putting a Wave 3 figure so low down. Maybe Ruto is high. Nah. She's right there. Talon can go into liked. Cass can go into liked. Who else have we got left here? Mifa? Where's Daruk? There we go. Daruk can go into liked, I think, and Mifa can go into liked as well. Can't really put the champions in mediocre. They're both fairly good figures. Who else have we got left here? We've still got some Wave 1 crew here, so let's get these guys finished off. We've got Instructor Olan, who can go into liked. Scrapper, who can go into mediocre. The build really isn't great. Red Chew can go into liked, and so can Yellow Chew while we're here. Next up, we've got the Black and Blue Bokoblins, both of which are going to end up in liked, as both are great figures. Next up, we have the Bulbo, who is definitely making it into beloved. I mean, is he? He might almost be a best of best figure. I really like how he came out. Let's leave him in best of best, and then we'll cut best of best down in just a minute. Red Hinox. Nah, we're going to move the Bulbo. Nah, we'll keep the Bulbo where it is. Is the Hinox... He's not perfect, but I do love him. We'll put him in best of best. Yiga Foot Soldier is probably just a beloved. I'm really tempted to move some more people up. Some of these are just so iconic. I don't know. We'll leave it a bit longer and then I'll move some people. Ingo. He's just a like. There's some weird inaccuracies going on in that ranch set. Ilya is also... Actually, I like the Ilya figure, even if I don't like the character. Can make it into beloved. Skywatcher is beloved. Definitely not best of best, but I'm still really proud of it. Iron Knuckle. Let's put him... And this was the Digilink variant, wasn't it? He's liked. He's not the best thing ever, but he's lovely. NES Ganon is beloved, definitely not best of best. And the Octo, ooh, this is going to be difficult because both the Octo, the Red Boko, and Lizalfos are all very iconic to me from that Digilink series. But I suppose if I didn't put Ganon in the top, then these guys are just going to be beloved. So we'll put the Octo, the Boko, and the Lizalfos all in beloved. Right. Okay, next up, let's do Friend from the Wind Waker Temple. He's an alright build, actually. We'll put him in liked. The Skywatcher is definitely not as good as the Guardian Stalker. That's the word I'm looking for. I think he'll just make it into liked. He definitely wasn't my favourite. Then we have Old Impa from Breath of the Wild. Definitely just a mediocre figure. Phantom Ganon's probably a beloved, along with a long majority of that first CMF series. Chancellor Cole, I really love his headpiece. Not quite enough to make him beloved, but there we go. Princess Zelda from Twilight Princess. He's really difficult. I thought a tier list would be easier. Beloved. Spirit Tracks Zelda. Like him more than the Twilight Princess one, so let's switch them. Twilight Princess to liked, Spirit Tracks to beloved. Burn can just end up in liked, and the Sheikah Warrior can also go into liked. The Dark Nut from Twilight Princess, great figure. I've warmed on him significantly. He can go in Beloved. Soldier Link from Age of Calamity can also go into Beloved. There's something really nice about his like complexion, like not complexion, the way he's been structured as a character. Although again, if I had to pick, I feel like he should really just be in liked. Yeah, we'll move him down to liked. Older Beaver Bro can also make it into Beloved to join his brother. And so can Gabora and Zubora, because those four sort of came together and they're all great in my opinion. So let's put all of those together in Beloved. Then we've got the Square Chew, which we'll just put in liked for lack of being interesting. Gleok was pretty mediocre, if I'm going to be honest. The Keese can go in liked, even though I really like that Keese build. Wallmaster was great. Let's just put him in liked. You cannot even see him. Dark Train can go into Beloved. He's a really nice build. Let's put the Giant Freezard in our middle tier liked, and the Ocarina of Time Freezard along with it. I really cannot rate those guys highly. And then we're just down to some last Wave 3 figures. Toon Link with the Hero's Charm. Disappointment. Really thought that would turn out better. Godan was liked. I like how he came out. Guardian Scout. Probably let's put him in Beloved. Then let's get the Wind Waker Mighty Dark Nut in liked. The Sheikah Monk in liked as well. Skull Kid No Mask with the accurate color scheme in liked. And the Watcher can also go in liked for Skyward Sword, along with, yeah, he's the least favorite of those three, so he makes sense to go there. Wow, okay. That was a big tier list. And as most tier lists, it does work in like that pyramid pattern where the middle three are by far our biggest ones. And as you can see, I'm very much skewed towards loving the majority, with only 6 in this really tier, a couple more in disappointment, then mediocre, a load in large, beloved, and then best of best. And where I want to focus before I show you it in proper detail is transferring a couple between the best of the best and beloved, because I think some of these down here in beloved should really go up. But then again, they are beloved, so maybe they are as good as it gets, really, isn't it? As far as other top tier figures that I put down here, the Twilight Princess Ganondorf, Dark Link, Skirvo, I'd really love to take up. Suga, I'd love to take up, but Suga shouldn't go up. You know what? I think I'm happy with it. While this top row in particular of figures here is absolutely great and could possibly deserve to go up, they're also Wave 1 figures, so maybe it's just nostalgia for that wave now. But let's give it a quick glance over from the bottom up, and then we'll sign off for the day. So, as it should be fairly obvious, my least favourite 6 figures in the showcase is a small amount. We have Telma's Horse, the Fairy Queen from Wind Waker, Ice Keese, the Cow from Ocarina of Time, Ingo's Horse, and Christmas Tarako, and those are, I need to start saying Tarako, oh dear. And these are all here for various reasons. As you can imagine, the Ice Keese build is absolutely awful. It really shouldn't exist. Telma's Horse and Ingo's Horse are just really bland characters that are just the existing horse mold with a different pattern of hair. Christmas Tarako is Tarako with a Christmas hat on, so what am I really going to do? The Fairy Queen from Wind Waker is just a badly drawn figure, and the cow is just boring. So that explains why they're my least favourite, but out of all of them, I mean, they still really are really loved. I mean, I love all the ones I draw, even when they're bad. Disappointment-wise, we have a couple in here. We have Russell, because I don't like how his sideburns look. This tan Korok, or should I say Sangreen Korok, because it's just mediocre, really is. It's just below average. The Deku Scrub build, because it sucks. Toon Link with his Hero Charm, because I think that's a bit of a disappointment too. Epona, because she's boring. And then Fi and Child Link because of just how they came out, and that really is just because I have to put some in this tier. I really could take Fi, Child Link, and Russell out because they are probably just mediocre. I think there's definitely some figures which probably shouldn't have made it up as high as they did, but there's a lot of other factors at play, such as my personal experience with drawing them and stuff like that. I mean, definitely the best of the best I'm all happy with, including our Breath of the Wild Research Zelda, the Redead, the Phantom, Breath of the Wild Link in his Champion's tunic, Phase 2 Girahim, King of Red Lions, Blue Chew, Digilink, Red Boko, Green Lizalfos, Misco the Bandit, the Guardian Stalker, Big Octo, Princess Zelda Research Outfit. Nope, that's the other one. Princess Zelda Royal Outfit, Bongo Bongo, Twilight Princess Link, Stalfos, Giant Masmo and Kosha, Royal Guard, Anju Cafe, Skyward Swords, Silent Run Watcher, Calamity Ganon, the Bulbo, Red Hinox. Those are all top tier, and a lot of the beloved ones are really top tier as well. So I'm not going to leave this tier list live, so you guys won't be able to do it yourself, but I still want you guys to let me know your favourite figure down below for one. I also want to see if you disagree with any of my bottom tiers or top tiers. And if you're new here, don't forget to go back to some of the other custom set showcases and take a look around at some of these amazing figures. They've got some amazing sets, as you will have seen on the channel. I don't just draw the figures for the figures. And I hope you enjoyed this rambling. For those of you who have been here since the beginning, I hope it was enjoyable. So, in the meantime, I'll see you next time. Consider subscribing if you enjoy this type of content, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.